Here's the magic formula. Screenshot, save,
yes,
log it to memory.
So this is the formula, okay? So the arrows over on the left are the traffic, the visitors, the people coming to your review page. I call it an I3 page because that helps me remember the framework, okay? You can call it whatever you want. I named it something for myself.
I'm telling you, tomorrow in some Facebook group, they're going to call it the E3 page, and they're going to reteach the same formula that we're covering tonight. I promise you'll see it. So we call it the I3 page because it helps us remember. There's 3 steps in that process. We'll cover them next.
All right, so you have your review page, your I3 page, and your affiliate link. We'll show you what that is and how to get them. Your affiliate link takes them over to the product sales page. That's the thing that already exists. That's the thing where they're selling the product and it's been said, if you've done this right, then that thing's already working, okay? Now, after they buy the product from there, they're gonna learn from your I3 page, one of the I's is incentive, okay? And so after they buy, they're gonna have to send you the receipt to claim the incentive. And
that's how you build a customer list.
Right, that's the important thing. See, a lot of affiliates are out there, they're just driving traffic and making some money, and then something changes. The product goes out of business, or
Facebook changes how you can target.
Markets change, life happens. But if you're building a customer list off of this, then you have an actual, a saleable asset. You can actually build this business up and sell it as a business to somebody because it's a customer list, and other business owners understand the value of a customer list, especially if you have a good relationship with that customer list. So that's kind of the formula. It's very simple.
Not kind of the formula. That is the formula.
It's supposed to be simple. This is an entry-level system to get started in. There's 4 moving parts, and you can set them up. One of them is already done for you. And the other one is, it's just adding an email somewhere, So it's very simple. Let's talk about the I3 page, what the I's stand for. Okay, so the first thing you're going to do is you're going to give them information about the product. That's a no-duh. Okay?
And you're not even writing all the information. So like when we showed you the examples before, a lot of it is already written by the course creator or the product creator. You're just adding in a couple of feedback points that make it personal to you.
We'll show you on ours, where we wrote our bits and where we just pulled from the sales page.
Right.
Okay, so you want to give them information about the product, and then you want to. Now this is my little twist. Everybody's got their own way of doing information or affiliate marketing. This is my little twist that's always made it profitable for me, the thing that I do. And what I do is I try to break the product a little bit. And
you have to find where it fails.
Right, what's incomplete about the product. So for example, one time I was promoting this epic marketing course, and it was teaching all the methods, okay? It was glorious, it was huge. It was like 400 hours of content. But for some people, that's kind of a downside. It's like, man, how are you going to go through all of this information? That's great. I'll be able to go through it a little bit over the year, but I want to get started right away. So I created my incentive, okay? So I told people, this thing's great. You're going to have content for years. You're never going to need to buy anything else. It's going to teach you this, and it's going to teach you that, and it's going to teach you this. Gave them all the information about the product. And then I said, but if you kind of notice, there's a lot here. It's going to take you months to get through all this information. So I've created a bonus that is how to get started in the next 7 days, a 7-day action plan. And so I kind of broke the product. I told them, here's the problem with the product.
But you're going to be stuck, paralysis.
But if you buy with my incentive, it's going to be fixed. I'm going to patch the hole for you. And that's what makes people buy from my review page versus any other review page.
There was one time where we did this technique where the affiliate manager came to us and told us we had to stop offering the incentive because the other affiliates were angry we were winning.
Right.
Okay, so like this technique.
They were like, your idea is too good. Like, well, that's the whole thing, right?
They were so upset that they made us stop, even though everyone else can make an incentive. But that's the power of adding an incentive. You show how this one thing, and it sort of makes it logical. People assume that when you're giving a review that you're getting paid to leave a review, but when you tell them how it's broken, they're going to be like, I've never heard someone leave a review and tell me it's broken.
We all know that a lot of them 5-star reviews on Amazon are paid reviews, okay? If you want to have something, some kind of a no product is perfect, okay? There's always some kind of a downside. You know, the downside could be this thing's too perfect, you know? But there's always a downside. And so you want your review to have a downside. So you give them information, you tell them why it's incomplete, why the product is incomplete, and then you give them an incentive that fixes the incomplete part. And that's what makes them want to buy off of you.
But I've never written a review page before, Justin. I hate writing, Justin.
I know. Everybody hates writing, but I'm going to show you a format.
Right, and so I don't want you to get discouraged now because you've never done it, or because you don't like writing, or because you think it's stupid. I don't know. We're going to show you exactly how to do it and why it's so
also
easy.
With the pages, you know, we're going to give you different options, you know, easy and advanced levels. You know, if all you know how to do is like a Word doc method that works for you.
Okay, so the second step in the formula was choosing your affiliate program. And we already talked a lot about the different programs and what you should be looking for. And so I'm not going to go into in depth
on that right now.
Man, it's already been a long time, apparently.
All right, so we'll go on to the next part here.
Now, I saw a couple people ask, is it 3 pages or 1 page? You're only building 1 page. That's the I3 page. And then you're sending people from the I3 page over to the product sales page. These last 2 steps, these are through email. So that customer, if they want your incentive, and if they likely will because you've made it a great incentive because you broke the product, they're going to now email you. So the only other thing you need is an email address. And they're going to email you their receipt, and you say, okay, thanks for sending your email. Here's my incentive. And you're going to just give them that in the email.
There's another great thing, is it's a backup form of tracking. Sometimes tracking links, look, has your computer ever crashed? Has your phone ever done something it wasn't supposed to do? Technology, thank goodness Microsoft doesn't make cars, right? You know, our cars would be stuck on the side of the road half the time. I love you, Microsoft. I'm a PC guy, but let's be honest, that thing crashes, right?
I wasn't going there.
You know, so technology isn't perfect, and so this is a redundant form of tracking. There's been many times that somebody has bought the product from me, and they've sent me the receipt to claim the bonus, and then I was able to go back to the affiliate manager and say, hey, you know, how come this guy wasn't included?
Right.
And then they explained it to me, or I got the commission, you know, whatever. And so this part here is super easy. They're emailing you, because on your I3 page, you're going to tell them, when you're done, you know, click here to buy now. When you're done purchasing, send me the receipt to this email address.
And I'll send you the incentive.
And I'll send you the incentive.
And so now, once you have that, you want to upload. You don't want to keep just a manual spreadsheet where you're
If you want to do this free, you can absolutely keep your own spreadsheet.
Don't listen to him. Just pretend he didn't say that. I redact that from this video. Okay, because here's why. So if you want to continue to email these people, you can't do that by just copy-pasting the spreadsheet, dropping them into Gmail, and sending them an email. That's called spam. What you want to do is build a list, and you're going to use an email service provider like ActiveCampaign. That's who we use. That's who we recommend. They're budget-friendly. So I understand if you're starting from zero and you need to do it for free for a little while, fine. But as soon as you earn something, get ActiveCampaign. It will help you tremendously.
I think their beginner plan is $9. You know, So
ActiveCampaign will help you capture all the email addresses in one place. So that way you can send what's called a broadcast email. And so you continue to send emails to this list regularly. You want to build a relationship with them. And so if you have ever been on any of our lists, we typically have an email that goes out every week, and we just send them things that they would be interested in. So even if you don't personally have anything to say to them, what's something they'd be interested in? So if you're selling, you know, survival food, maybe you're sending them homesteading things for home and how to preserve food.
What I do is I just, you know, and I now have an assistant who does this, but I used to do it myself, is I just look up articles. And every week I just send them like, here's my 7 favorite articles of the week. Or you could do my 7 favorite YouTube videos of the week, my 7 favorite coupons of the week. You know,
Right.
people love those kind of emails. The other thing I wanted to mention here, I just want to give full disclosure. We're sponsored by ActiveCampaign, and that's for good reason. I love them. I've been using them for years.
We even left them at one time, broke in, and then came
we
back.
come back. You know, so but I am sponsored by them, and so I have an obligation to recommend them. I don't think that they're the only one. There's other good ones out there. You're more than welcome to use something else, but that is honestly my recommendation. It's what I use myself, but for legal purposes, I do have to disclose I do have a sponsorship.
How do I get people to the page I created? Okay, and that's traffic. So if you know us from anywhere else, it's probably
But by the way, they didn't pay to be in this. You
No,
know,
they didn't.
No, they
just
had no
love
clue on making this.
ActiveCampaign.
Right, yeah.
So if you know us from anywhere, you probably know us from AdSkills, which is an entire school of ad training. And so, of course, we would say you should use ads, right? But I'm not going to ask you to go get all of that training. I'm just going to tell you there's 3 very simple strategies. You don't need to become a master media buyer to make this plan work for you. You can do it
Is
simply
Andrew in here?
at home. He is in here.
My traffic guy is in here, and he can vouch. This is the same stuff we use, and our company makes over $1 million.
Right. So we just while we're giving you this tactic, it's not that you need thousands of dollars or an entire company's ad budget in order to make it work. It works on a small scale for making a small scale income from home while you're there. Andrew said exact same stuff. So the 3 steps here are social media. This takes your time because you have to build an audience, you have to have social posts, but you can shortcut how much time you have to spend by using a little bit of ad budget, which would be buying ads, the branded search we talked about, or even boosting posts inside of Facebook. And
yeah, so here's an example. On Instagram, I know there's a way. You know, like you could make a lot of posts and you can do the hashtagging thing, and then you can do the DMing thing that Gary Vee talks about, and you can spend your whole living day on Instagram doing these free tactics. And some of you, I had to in the very beginning. She wouldn't let me spend any money, and so I had to do those.
We didn't have any money to spend.
So I had to do those things, but nowadays, I don't, you know, I hate spending that much time on there. So I'll make my daily post, and then every once in a while, one of those gets more likes than the others. You never know which one's going to get a lot of likes. Sometimes you know, but most of the time you don't. But when I see that one that performs a little bit extra, I'll put $5 behind it, $20 behind it. You know, depending on how well it's doing, I may even put $100. That's called a boosted Facebook post, and you can do it on Instagram as well. My market's just better on Facebook.
So one thing to add to that, we have a lot of different varying skills here. And so the reason we chose boosted Facebook posts is because a lot of people that are going to be watching this course have never heard of paid ads before. Right. They don't even understand that there's a separate interface for buying ads. And so the boosted post is something that's natural inside of any profile's interface.
Right. If you have a fan page, I'm sure most of you have been contacted by the ad networks for this. So if you have an Instagram page, or a Twitter, a Facebook, if you have a page designed for your business, not just your personal profile, but a business page, then they're going to let you know, like, hey, this post is doing better than 85% of the other ones. Sometimes I think they're lying, but sometimes they're right. And anyways, when they say that, they'll let you just hit a button and put $5 on it, put $25 on it, which will expand your reach outside of just your own followers to people within the market.
And so that's sort of Facebook's cheat code way of boosting your post to an audience they think is most relevant. Now, there are always greater, more advanced levels to all levels of paid ads. So
there's levels on levels on levels.
I know. So yes, there are other ways to buy Facebook ads, but this is a good starting point. And once you've done these starting points, you can then start learning further into the other levels. So I didn't want to get too in-depth into the other levels. I just want you to start with these.
And it's convenient. You know, I know I've been doing this 15 years. You know, I've bought tens of millions of dollars worth of ads. I've got accounts in 14 different ad networks. I've got ad guys that work for me. But sometimes I still just like that it's easy.
He just hits the boost button.
I just hit the boost button.
And then Andrew's like, what are you doing, Justin? I'm sitting right here.
And I know that I pay a few cents extra sometimes for that, but it's just so easy to do. And so just know that there are ways for you to get more advanced as you grow into this, that I'm giving you the easy method right now, and then you can grow into this and make it even more profitable.
And I would
with
even
better
say
techniques.
you should expect to learn more in the future. We couldn't possibly cover everything about internet business tonight. I mean, we could just keep going and make it a marathon, but that would be extremely frustrating and long.
Branded search, I'm talking, you only need like $5 a day.
Right.
I started with $2 a day. I had one ad and one product, $2 a day. It was pathetic, but every couple of days I made a sale, and it was profitable. And so I remember I had $60, and so that got me a whole month, of ads at $2 a day, and all I had to make was 2 sales in a month, and I would make $70 from it because it was a $35 product. And so I think I made 4 sales my first month, and so I doubled my money from this thing. And so you can start very, very cheap. If you got $100, that can take you somewhere.
Right. So that's the how. I mean, that's the what. That's what the formula. So now I didn't want to just stop there. A lot of people just stop there. And so I wanted to actually walk you through how we're doing this, because
Yes.
we are doing this with our 17-year-old son. Like, quite literally, he's a grocery store bagger. That's what he does on the regular. And we were like, I sort of don't want you out in this. So while you're home, use it effectively. And he said, yes, while I'm home, I'm going to build my own business.
Because he didn't want to listen to me. I'll tell you this little part. For years, he didn't want to listen to me about building an online business. I said, well, then you got to go get a job. 3 days. He had a job for 3 days. And he was like, Dad, all right, show me how to build a business.
I don't want to do this anymore.
He said, having a job is just messing with my schedule. So
quite literally, we brought him home and we said, all right, we went through the same exact step with him, because I wasn't just going to hand over my business to him. We need that to feed all the food, all the mouths of all the families that work for us. We need that for our own living. And so I said, all right, well, where do we want to start?
Yeah.
And so I'm going to walk you through it.
Yeah, let's walk through it.